7 attractions and experiences in St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg has a true wealth of attractions and experiences to offer travelers, from spectacular imperial places to quirky and absorbing museums, from boat trips along the city's majestic rivers and canals to walks in the footsteps of St. Petersburg, literally and artistic grace. In fact, there is more than enough to see and do in St. Petersburg to keep visitors entertained for weeks or even months. One of the biggest challenges for independent travelers is to work out what they will actually have time to fit into their schedule, particularly as St. Petersburg is one of Europe's largest cities, with the historical center alone covering several square kilometers, and some of the most famous attractions located far apart in the suburbs. To help you get the most out of your time in St. Petersburg, we have compiled this top 7 list of attractions and experiences for you. Number 1 is the Winter Palace, undoubtedly St. Petersburg's most famous visitor attraction and universally acknowledged as one of the world's greatest treasures of art and antiquities. The Hermitage is a name to be conjoined with, and reason enough on its own for many travelers to book trip to St. Petersburg. The Hermitage Museum now spans several sites, but for most visitors, it is the main collection in the Winter Palace that is an essential component of any St. Petersburg visit. Here you will find not only centuries of European fine arts and a rich collection of Greek and Roman antiquities, but also the astonishingly opulent 18th and 19th century staterooms of Russia's Imperial family. Since the summer of 2014, much of the Hermitage's renowned collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist art, in terms of artistic quality, undoubtedly the high point of the collection, has been transferred across Palace Square to the General Staff Building. So if your main reason for visiting the Hermitage is to see the art, then you have to consider making time for the second location, possibly with a break for refreshment between the two. The Mariinsky Theater. The Mariinsky Theater is a preeminent musical theater in modern Russia, renowned for the impeccable discipline and devotion to tradition of its ballet company, and one of contemporary classic music's most exciting and exalting conductors, as well as international stars of ballet and opera. The Mariinsky Theater is a world-class venue for ballet, opera, and orchestra music. Recent years have seen the Mariinsky spread beyond its historic home, the wedding cake late 19th century opera house on Theatre Square, with the addition in 2006 of the Mariinsky Concert Hall, and in 2013 the long-awaited opening of the second opera and ballet stage, Mariinsky II. Whilst most visitors will want to enjoy the rich atmosphere and ornate interiors of the main theater, both new venues are beautifully designed inside, with state-of-the-art acoustics and stage technology, making them well worth exploring for music lovers. St. Petersburg from May to October. There are a number of ways to explore the city by boat, from taking the hydrofoil to the suburban palace and park at Peterhof to enjoying dinner and live jazz on an evening cruise along the Neva. When the weather is good, you should really take any opportunity to get out on the water, but even the shortest visit to St. Petersburg in summer should include one boat trip along the city's central rivers and canals. There is a wide range of different offers available at the various quays on or near Nevsky Prospect, with larger boats offering guided tours, some in English and on-board refreshment, and smaller boats that you can rent by the hour. Choose your own route and bring your own food and drink. All routes through the center take in some portion of the Vatican and Mofka rivers. Some also head out onto the river Neva. Whilst around midnight, most of the boats in the city offer the chance to watch the opening of the Neva's bicycle bridges from the water. Whatever route you end up taking, a boat trip is a fantastic way to see St. Petersburg from a different angle, and perhaps the best possible means of getting an impression of the sheer scope of the city's architectural beauty and romance. St. Isaac's Cathedral and Colonnade. The low-rise skyline of St. Petersburg Historic Center is dominated by the grand gold dome of St. Isaac's Cathedral, the life works of French architect Auguste de Montferrand, and the city's largest and most spectacular religious building. Completed in 1858, St. Isaac's took over 40 years to build and decorate. It is strictly European Empire-style facade and colonnades are made unique by the employment of red Karelian granite, whilst the interiors also meld Orthodox tradition with Catholic influence and extraordinary extravagance in the choice of materials. Different types of semi-precious stones from all over Russia form the interior walls and columns, whilst an abundance of original art and sculpture goes only a little way to filling the vast hall of the cathedral. Designed to accommodate 14,000 standing worshippers, as well as visiting the cathedral interior, travelers can buy an extra ticket to climb the 300 steps up to the colonnade. From here, you can enjoy some of the most views of St. Petersburg available. The Peter and Paul Fortress, the place where the city of St. Petersburg began. The Peter and Paul Fortress never actually saw military action, but has fulfilled a variety of functions over its 3th-century history. From burial place for nearly all the Romanov emperors and empresses to notorious political prison to the site of key experiments in the development of the Soviet rocket technology. All of these aspects of the fortress's history are celebrated in diverse exhibitions across various buildings, and it is the ramshackle charms of these various museums and collections, as well as the grandeur of the spectacular St. Petersburg and Paul Cathedral, that make the fortress an essential visitor attraction. Opening bridges. The Neva River connects Lake Ladoga to the Baltic Sea, and during summer navigation seasons, tens of cargo ships per day follow this important route, making it necessary to open the bicycle bridges across the Neva in central St. Petersburg. This is done after midnight, and during the white nights especially, it has long been a tradition for crowds to gather along the embankment to watch the rising of the bridges. The raised arches of Palace Bridge make for one of St. Petersburg's most famous views, but it's as much the atmosphere of joy and contentment inspired by the eternal twin light that makes this such an immeasurable St. Petersburg experience. So this is what we have for you in this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.